action. This is the Tier 1 match, Set 3 between BirdGang and 5NQ. Starting off with a Slark and Invoker ban. Nothing too surprising there. I did get a confirmation over the break that QO actually left 5NQ due to internal problems. So this does mean that Cynical's kind of leading the team, and I'm not 100% sure on this, but I do believe Cynical actually is from New Zealand, or maybe has some type of citizenship there. But they do show a Korean flag for him. And BirdGang, after banning out the Ember Spirit, they say, all right, let's go ahead and pick up the Doom. We're really starting to see a few very specific heroes emerge in the Dota scene, the Korean DOTA2 scene, that are very common and picked up a lot and valued highly. Doom certainly being one of those heroes. The strangest thing to me tonight is no Timbersaw. My favorite hero, where's he at? Where is my schizophrenic tree-hating buddy? I have no idea. A Nyx Assassin ban from 5NQ. I'm pretty sure he's been banned across the board in every single match so far today. We have seen a little bit of Slark and Invoker action. We won't be seeing them in the closing match. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Timbersaw. In case you couldn't tell, I'm very happy to see him get some playtime today. He just makes things more hectic and fun. He's such a fun hero to play too. I love him to pieces. And Chen, another common hero to be picked up in the Korean scene. Or a Segun from 5NQ. They're a carry. And BirdGang grabbing the Storm Spirit as their second hero. A Storm Spirit, another very common Korean hero to be picked up. We don't always see him in the mid lane, though. BirdGang MP played him to very good effect in the last match, especially after getting that first blood. He just really snowballed out of control. Any of the three spirits, they're all pretty snowbally-like heroes. MP, a mid player. I wonder if that's what MP actually stands for. MP, mid player. I wouldn't be surprised. And BirdGang removing the Outworld Devourer, just to make sure this Storm Spirit doesn't have a bad time in the middle lane. And Invoker's already removed. Viper's still in the pool. I would like to see 5NQ pick up the Viper once again. They did do quite well with him. And the Timbersaw will probably end up in the off lane, but we can still see him mid. He can trade even with pretty much anyone in the mid lane as long as he has a bottle. Reactive armor does wonders. Oh, 5NQ removing the Shadow Demon, one of the signature heroes of Tenbird. Not a huge surprise there. Maybe a little bit more if BirdGang had a Mirana on their side. But I was really happy with the way that Tenbird played the Bane last game. That would be totally cool with that hero getting picked up. Would be a good way to stop Timbersaw right in his tracks. And the fourth ban from BirdGang will be the Pugna. We've seen him get played in the safe lane position by BirdGang in the past. I can't recall 5&Q using the hero too often, but it's going to be a Mirana. But with the Chen in the jungle, it's a bit more of a greedier Mirana. So most likely we will not see an offensive tri-lane with this hero. I'm a really big fan personally of the offensive tri-lane Mirana. But when you add the Chen into the equation, it just becomes a more of a greedy lineup situation, and if the Mirana doesn't get a good lane, then she's not going to get a lot of farm. Now, the question for BirdGang is, do they steal up some supports to make this Mirana not have too much of a favorable lane? Or do they just, do whatever they want? The Doom is flexible. The Storm Spirit probably will end up in the middle lane. BirdGang still need an off lane. And they need a safe lane support and a safe lane carry. And Lifestealer is the pickup. And the Lifestealer just did not work out at all for 5&Q last match. And the Bane would be an excellent pickup to help out the Mirana. I would actually... Well, I mean, the only problem with that is then there's just no stuns available for 5&Q. But yeah, 5&Q, they need stuns, they need disables. The Bane can bring a lot of disables to the board. BirdGang could use some stuns of their own. I would imagine the last two picks from them will be supports to round off their lineup. Crystal Maiden's available. Ooh, Disruptor. I'm gonna love that hero against the Storm Spirit. Storm can get out of X marks the spot if timed properly. I don't think that's the case when it comes to Disruptor. Please correct me if I'm wrong, by the way. Cynical, the de facto leader of 5&Q, since QO decided to leave for brighter pastures. I'm curious what the man will end up doing. If he'll join another team. Ooh, Vengeful Spirit. I'm loving those new wings they added to her. Little additions to the lore. So here that could definitely be played by Tenbird, one of the support players on BirdGang, as well as their leader. Sporting some Cooler Master headphones. I know Cooler Master does sponsor various esport organizations and players. And with the last few bans from 5&Q, removing the Ancient Apparition, there's Gandhi filling in for Febby. Or March, excuse me. I always get those two mixed up. And the final ban is Puck from BirdGang. So, ooh. Naga Siren as the last pick for 5&Q. I didn't get to snag a look at the last pick from BirdGang. There it is, the Enchantress. So, wow. We have some greedy lineups on both ends. I'm actually very excited to see how this will turn out. I think that's going to be a Middle lane, Naga Siren. So the heroes are picked and banned. It's going to be BirdGang versus 5NQ live in the Nexon Arena in Seoul, Korea. My name is Whiplash, and this is the Korean Dota 2 League. Let's go ahead and start the match. Final match of the night. Looking for smoke, but not seeing it for the first time in the night. This is the Tier 1 Korean Dota 2 League match for Set 3 between BirdGang and 5NQ.
30초 후 전투가 시작됩니다.
So yeah, no smokes happening this time around. So yeah, 10Bird ending up on the Vengeful Spirit. KSH, is that going to be a mid Mirana and a safe lane Naga? I believe it is. As Segun handling the Timbersaw in the off lane. A pretty darn greedy lineup from BirdGang. Are they actually going to stick two of their members in the jungle? They certainly could. And what an unorthodox game. I wonder how long it's going to stay this way, if maybe the Doom or the Enchantress eventually rotates towards the off lane, or if they're just going to give it up altogether. But the Timbersaw, he has to be wary of rotations towards the bottom lane, but beyond that, he shouldn't die. There's just not enough DPS from 10Bird. He can be annoying though, that's for sure. And keeping him away from experience. But there is that early smoke available on Gandhi. The new wings are cool. I actually haven't really seen them yet. They're added in quite recently. People don't like playing Vengeful Spirit too much. But yeah, the Doom's in the jungle, and the Enchantress is in the jungle. I'm a little bit disappointed that 5NQ didn't really try to punish this by putting a lot of wards in the enemy jungle. Because, I mean, this is about as greedy as it gets. Two of your heroes in the jungle, and your carry being supported by one support, who's also doing some pulling of his own. It's like they're almost starved for experience. Cynical's, I'm sure, quite happy about that, as he just gets the farm all day in the jungle. I mean, I just can't see if 5NQ really getting ganked in the bottom by what BirdGang has. Well, they do have the smoke and a lot of illusions and units. I don't know, this could actually end up working. Do they see him? This is a very potential first blood. All right, Segun. All right, out comes the stun, and then there's a stun follow-up as well. Timber chaining away, but can he escape in time? He is. They are diving on him hardcore. First blood going to JYU. So very well played overall by by BirdGang. That's going to help out JYU a lot. I'd certainly be happy with that. And Timbersaw got his level 3 delayed as well. Even the stun doing everything in their power to just slowly hack away at the tower. It's already down 50%. 10Bird taking a bit of extra damage though that he didn't need to from that tower. As far as the middle lane goes, Storm Spirit and Mirana, pretty much even. The Naga, 26 last hits compared to the 14 of the Lifestealer. So pretty darn perfect farm from the Sea Serpent. But man, it's been a while since I've seen a Mirana in the middle lane. Don't see that every day, and that's going to be a Tier 1 tower falling to 5 in Q, and the last hit for the Naga. I would really like to see a fast Radiance from Ranto. And yeah, notice once again that, I mean, a lot of these Korean players, they're good with certain heroes, and they focus more on the heroes they're good with than the roles. So in the end, it makes them, I guess, kind of flexible, but in a non-traditional way. Flexible in their roles more than their heroes.
다이어의 하부 포탑이 파괴되었습니다.
So Segun picking up a little bit of extra experience. I believe he missed the Whirling Death on the Lifestealer, though. So unfortunate there. And Greed is good, apparently, for BirdGang, as they've been able to do everything they've wanted to in the jungle. Uncontested. No punishment whatsoever. And Enchantress picking up an Urn of Shadows early on. Extra mana regeneration, and she'll be moving around the map doing a lot of ganking, so why not? Siren's about to pick up her level 6. And yeah, a lot of these heroes, they get dangerous once their level 6s come online. So beyond the smoke gank, I really just wouldn't expect too much else happening on either end. Maybe Chen could come with a smoke gank towards mid lane. But both teams have been pretty content on just sticking back for the time being. And JYU pretty far ahead of Segun at this point. That Whirling Death not doing the damage that he would like it to. And Sky's still just staying in the jungle, continuing the farm, pretty much just 2 camps. Mana Boots picked up by the Timbersaw. I'm sure he's quite happy about that. Managed to get a little bit of farm, 13 last hits. Naga, though, pretty much perfect creep kills. Creep score, I mean, 48 last hits, 6.5 minutes into the match. That is some Corey level last hitting. That's really impressive, I have to say. Leave this Naga alone. Well, Segun backs away for the time being. The rest of BirdGang is gaining up on the mid lane. FX, Cynical, they are revealed. Oh, wow. MP getting super aggressive. But KSH jumps away. Not today. And even using the Moonlight Shadow. This could be a big turnaround for 5 and Q as BirdGang. I guess they have to know that there's other heroes here. They have to know. So wasted ult from the Mirana. So we have Naga Siren from 5 and Q, essentially playing PvE, creep farming. My good old Ranto already up to 2,800 gold, 1,000 away from getting that Sacred Relic. Ooh. Nice chain away. He would have probably ended up dying if he didn't get that chain off before the stun. KSH hits a creep angrily with the arrow, but the Storm Spirit's just fine and dandy. I guess that BirdGang, they're just totally okay leaving this Naga the free farm. Oh, KSH, if he gets the arrow off. Oh, Very nice reactions from MP. Oh, he's actually going to move in on FX, and there's enough BirdGang to make this gank pretty much worth it. Nice reactions from MP. He really knows how to play this Storm Spirit well. Ranto even stacking some of those creeps and pulling them, preventing his lane from moving out too far. The man knows how to farm. 68, 69 last hits, 9 minutes into the match. An armlet pickup for the Lifestealer. MP is going to go ahead, try the move on the Naga Siren, but there's a little bit of reinforcements. MP, that's a little bit too far, my friend. And oh, thankfully for MP, the arrow missed. If that arrow did not miss, I think that would have been a dead Storm Spirit. Naga, they tried to have her remain honest because, I mean, perfect farm, 74 last hits, 10 minutes in. Timbersaw without too much farm to his name. That Bloodstone's still pretty far away. And the Doom picking up his mech. Oh, arrow. Actually, wow, nice. Hits Gandhi. That guy's out of commission for 4 seconds, but I mean, if the arrow's that far away, by the time you get there, and Hero's already halfway across the map. So the Timbersaw picking up Magic Wand, upgrading that stick. And the Chen as well, I believe, working on his mech. Overall, decently passive game. 11 minutes into the match, BirdGang is up 2-0. Over 5 in queue. We've seen Ranto just non-stop farm this top lane. Look at that. Sacred Relic 11 minutes into the match. That's pretty darn impressive. They gave the man free farm and he took full advantage of it. Complete full advantage. I assume 5 in queue, they'll be doing a lot of split pushing once that radius finishes. And BirdGang, they've smoked up. They could move towards the top lane. Indeed they are. But there's 5 in queue. They're nowhere to be found. They're on the other side of the map. Even if they kill off Ranto, I mean, he's already got the Sacred Relic. Oh, stopped in their tracks. Son of the Siren. And, oh, the arrow goes right through. And in comes the ultimate following through. Doom hits the Disruptor as well. Yeah, I think he's going to end up dying, but Hand of God, giving him a little bit more time. KSH in a lot of trouble. Out comes the Chakram doing a good amount of damage, but the Storm Spirit, he will fall for BirdGang. Sky to follow next, and uh-oh, Gandhi's in a lot of trouble too. The net hits 10 Bird, and all of a sudden Ranto is in a ridiculous amount of trouble, but some nice body blocking, but the Infest follow-up confirms the kill on Naga. And Segun looks like he'll go ahead and be teleported home. And KSH, oh, gets the arrow. He gets the arrow, but he can't do anything. He can't do anything. That's too bad. And yeah, MP, that's going to make sure KSH can't go anywhere. Down goes the Mirana. 4-2, it ends up being the final score after the skirmish, with BirdGang taking the advantage. That's more like it. That's Korean Dota. So Naga just doing a little bit of farming in the jungle. She should have her Radiance pretty soon. Already up to 95 last hits. Ooh, out comes the arrow, misses MP. You know, KSH, a little bit of farm. The bottle, the Ring of Aquila, a bracer. So lots of stat items, but nothing to really help out the damage too much. That double damage rune will make the difference if they go into a fight. And we have once again another smoke moving into the top lane. BirdGang know that they need to prevent this Naga from getting her Radiance, or she is just going to spiral out of control. Wow. Ranto. Yep. That is one dead Naga Siren. Wait a second, FX keeping his teammate alive, and wow, they actually end up, well, I mean, they do kill off the Disruptor, but now the rest of 5&Q joining the fight. Tenbird, he's gonna end up falling. KSH could be next Hand of God, keeping him alive for the time being. 5 seconds left on Leap. Song of the Siren keeps his teammate alive. Are they going to actually come back in on this? Oh, wow, actually, they get the Lifestealer, they get the Enchantress as well. 5&Q taking a bit of a lead. I do have to say I am favoring 5&Q's lineup a little bit more than BirdGang. They've got heroes with a lot of potential. 15-minute Radiance. And a stack creep camp to kill off as well. This Naga knows how to farm, that's for sure. And Mirana also picking up her Drums of Endurance, adding on additional stat items, a little bit more utility to her team. 5&Q flirting with Roshan. I think Sagan was just picking up an item from the secret shop, though. And BirdGang, they did have a pretty solid lead, but 5&Q, it's shown that they're kind of bringing it back. And experience-wise, 5&Q is certainly ahead. Yeah, this Naga Siren. Look at that, the illusions. The illusions taking down MP to a quarter health. I mean, just a Radiance this early in the match, especially against a Storm Spirit, Vengeful Spirit, Enchantress. Heroes that don't have a terribly large health pool. It's just, you come in like a wrecking ball. Oh, and 5&Q, they're trying to get the mid tower. I think it's going to get denied, though. And yeah, Sky goes ahead and gets the deny on the tier 1 middle tower. Oh, JYU actually gets hit by a shot in the dark. Okay, BirdGang, they're moving on to the tier 1 tower. A lot of aggression coming out. Oh, the arrow. Oh, actually, that's a big mistake. Hits JYU. Out comes the Chakram, and then a switch to keep JYU alive. He's going to turn it around. Out comes the Hand of God. Sagan under heavy fire, but man, that man is tanky. That Goblin is tanky, and he's going to finish off JYU. The stun hits him down to 300 health, but it doesn't even matter. It's a little bit too tanky. Tenbird now actually in a bit of trouble. Naga nowhere to be seen. Picks up the regeneration urn as well. The stun comes out, but with Cynical coming through. Oh, that's actually, oh, tries the body block. And Sagan getting the kill. Tenbird, he had the opportunity to escape, but didn't make it happen. And during that entire fight, Rando continues the farm. 5 and Q, just slowly continuing to get a larger advantage. Still small, but they're creeping on up. They really are. MP not having the game that he had in match number 2. His Orchid is around the corner, but I mean, the Naga already has a Radiance. Come on. BirdGang is behind in farm. You know what? I want to see Ranso on the Naga Siren every single chance they get. He's proved that he can farm like no other. Picking up the drums second. Which is interesting since Mirana already has drums. I would have preferred to see maybe Boots of Travel. Or just, you know, working into those other important items for the Naga to get. Mana Boots could have been nice. Oh, whoa. Oh! What a death. What a death. That Lifestealer sucks to be him. Tenbird's going to die next. Nothing can save him. This is just turning into a train wreck for BirdGang. The arrows are landing more often than not. The Naga Siren is just really already just so scary. All right, well, that arrow didn't hit. But still going for them. This tier 2 tower looking to fall quite soon. JYU, he's 4 and 2, but I mean, there's a lot of heroes on 5 and Q that can kind of deal with JYU. And KSH doing pretty good this game, I have to say. Haven't seen the Min Mirana in a while, but she's making it work out pretty well. Timbersaw grabs his Bloodstone. The must-have item on Timbersaw, I feel. Uh-oh, MP. This is not good. Holy crap. Blown to bits. That's gotta hurt. He just dropped. He dropped so fast. And I mean, it is getting pretty late. It is already it's already 11:30 in Korea. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these gamers were getting a little bit tired. We are starting to see BirdGang, I feel, lose focus.
공격받고 있습니다.
5 and Q looking to take the final tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. And indeed they will secure that quite easily. Timbersaw 4 and 1. Doing pretty well. Yeah, the Storm Spirit 0 and 4. I hear you kind of need the snowball to be effective. MP certainly, he can't be happy with his current situation. And Chen, he's 0 and 0, but 7 assists, which is going to give him a lot of extra gold to play with. Everyone else pretty even across the board, I'd say, though. But 5 and Q, they are leading, almost double in kills. And those illusions starting to do a little bit of damage to the tower. Actually just pulling those creeps away. And that creep wave will fall pretty easily. But map control, 5 and Q, oh, they have it, that's for sure. And Mirana has the Yasha, so we could see a Manta style, maybe even a Sanj and Yasha. Ooh, Chen could be working into his Agnum Scepter, reducing that cooldown to 30 seconds, making it available for essentially any skirmish possible. Any skirmish needed. And Doom picks up the Black King bar. MP, he has Lifestealer inside, so that's a potential Lifestealer bomb. A good carrier. Arrow to the face. Roshan is stunned. BirdGang, this would be a good place to turn things around. Naga's not available for the team fight. She's kind of far across the map. And in comes BirdGang. This is a big mistake. 5 and Q have to get out of there. Look at that. Preemptive Hand of God actually used. And now, wow, that is just 2 deaths instantaneously for 5 and Q. Segun running away. But MP, he's picked off by the Naga. This is a 2 for 2 now. KSH, not long for this world. He gets netted, but this song keeps him alive. And Sky, he's gonna get hit. No! Activates the BKB to stay alive for a little bit longer. And actually that, 5 and Q, the Naga. Will she fall? No. Gets healed up actually, and JYU. Oh, the net. That's gonna be a kill. See ya later. 5 and Q. With the help of the Naga Siren with the double damage, they won the team fight that they almost certainly should have lost. And with the creeps here tanking the damage, that's going to be an Aegis for Ranto. It's gotta be. Maybe even KSH will pick it up, but yeah. Nope, picking up a Perseverance. Following up a team fight, BirdGang, it's just, what can they do? 5 and Q are already ahead, 16-9, and a team fight that couldn't have gone any worse for them. They still got the bigger end of the stick. Ranto has his Boots of Travel, also a Perseverance. I guess maybe he's building into a Lincoln Sphere. I would prefer a Manta style. There's not too much AoE clearage from BirdGang. Really just the Storm Spirit and Vengeful Spirit Wave of Terror. And Manta style completed for the Mirana. A's illusions are going to scare away that 0 and 5 NP. And that's gotta hit you in the feels when illusions are scaring you away, forcing you to teleport home. Five and Q, quite far a ways ahead as far as experience goes. Well, that's to be expected. They've got almost all of the towers, the tier 2 ones that is. They've got pretty solid ward coverage as well in the enemy jungle. And BirdGang a little bit of ward coverage in the middle lane, but that's about it. And yeah, Lincoln Sphere picked up by the Naga. And you know, I suppose that it's good against the Doom. He's pretty far ahead. He can probably get away with whatever he wants. So the final tier 2 tower under fire, most likely going to fall. There is a fortification available, and it is used. Will we see the greed? Naga at the same time. Just going to town on that bottom lane, forcing the BKB on Sky. He's already around half health, but in comes MP. Backs away almost instantaneously. We didn't even get to see the Lifestealer pop out. Naga, she's going to get the bottom tower. MP out of mana. In comes the remaining members from both teams. Out comes the Hand of God as well. Ultimate from the Disruptor. And despite being doomed, this Mirana still going to town. BirdGang one by one. The birds fall. And Sky, he will fall as well. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be game. I can't see BirdGang coming back from such a defeat. Even looking in their boots, it's over. They know it's over. And there's the GG from Tenbird. Well played by BirdGang, but it wasn't enough. 5 and Q takes the match, winning set 1, set 2 and set 3. No, they did win set 1 and set 3. BirdGang, they won set 2. A long, long day in Korean Dota, but we made it to the end.